Alright guys, we're going to cover one of the wipeout techniques, starting from close guard. We're going to go to the lasso and finish the sweep. So starting close guard, put my foot on the ground, bring my knee inside, opening up my knee, coming in the other side. Now I got both feet on the hips with double sleeve grips, and I'm ready to start my technique. So I'm going to skate my hip, kick out, come out around, go to the lasso. Now from here, instead of staying in the lasso, I'm going to take my foot out and come to the far shoulder. Keeping my arms pulled in, keeping the pressure and keeping her tight, so now I can control her. Now this foot goes on the ground. I move, skate my hips and move my head close to her knee on this angle. So now I have a good angle, so now when I kick, my kick is strong. So I'm going to base off this foot, kick to the sky, knocking her down. This foot comes to the ground, to the hip as close as I can, and I come up to my elbow, keeping my grips tight. Now from here, this arm is going to go to the head. This hand goes to the hip as I come up to my knees and swing my leg open to come to side control. Finish this technique. Alright guys, now we're going to cover some common mistakes. So I get my knees in, I get my feet on the hips, I got good grips, I got my knees opened up. The first mistake is trying to come to the lasso without escaping your hips. A lot of times it's hard, you're not flexible, your body doesn't work this way to get the lasso in. So make sure that you escape your hips and get on your side as much as you can. Now I'm going to keep my arms pulled as I come to the lasso. If I push my hands and try to come to the lasso, she's already going to be escaping her hand, so make sure you keep this arm pulled and your hand opened up so you can read your watch and you have a good tight grip. Now, as I bring my foot across, I still want to keep this pulled. A lot of times people, when they move, they kind of push their hands in and it gets loose and she's pulling her arms out, she's going to posture up and it's going to be hard to finish the technique and stuff like that. So, I'm going to keep my grips pulled in tight as I go to the far shoulder. I'm going to put my foot on the ground. Now, the hardest thing here is trying to finish the technique from here and not escaping and not getting an angle. When I try to kick here, I'm just kind of lifting her up. I'm kicking at a weird angle. My knee doesn't really turn that way and kick. So make sure when you get here, you escape your hips and you get a good angle and you're almost perpendicular to your partner. Now, when I finish the technique, I bridge off my foot as I kick. The foot comes to the ground. Now, the last mistake is letting go of this too soon. If I let go of her arm, she's going to be able to use her elbow and come out and drive up and possibly beat me up to come on top. So keep this grip, come up, and finish the technique. You should be able to finish in side control. Oops.